hopefully it pops up.
Looking for notifications.
Are you there?
Yep, it came up and I got the announcement posted.
Wonderful.
Good to go.
All right, so last time on D&D, long time ago, we, you guys have got a lock and got some keys on the carriage. You head north, finding a direct path, eventually lead to a mountain, and you, the smith in the town of Thoravik, asked you to bring the thing that he wanted from inside the mountain, and also go around the town to see if anyone else needs anything from this this place. So, in that, you've met a few people like Arid, Ridka, Woodby, and Signa, and Fran. So those are all the people you have, and then Woodby decided to go on a trip with you up there, and also bring the future guardsmen up there as well to be trained. So on the way there, you pass through the small part of the forest, which were filled with harpies. And then you found out through talking to, I think it would be, or something else, that you could go to Papua and with a possible trade port. And then your first night camping passing was uneventful. Marco discovers all the farmer recruits are giving off good energy. And that's where we let off. And I believe you guys just went to... No, you guys just finished your nights.
Yeah, we just finished our perception rolls.
Yep, so you guys will be waking up at that point.
Yeah, don't ask me who was the last one on watch, because I don't remember.
It was Marco, actually.
Was it?
It says Marco Perception.
It probably was me as the last one. Alright, I'll go around and start waking people up. I'm going to assume Galen's probably in the trailer, and then Jane's probably on top, so I'll just work my way from the top to inside, and then knocking on the door and getting Grimbolts out. Making sure everybody's awake. I'm awake. Throwing the usual rocket, Jane.
Stop doing that!
I mean, you don't expect me to climb up there, do you?
You could just knock on the side of the carriage.
Better safe than sorry.
Agreed. Look and see what's quick. Well, for breakfast, I'm just going to munch on fruit and dried spice meat. Or dried meat. Some spice on it.
Eating breakfast today?
Bang, we're quick to get back on the road. I'm just eating raw fruit.
Do we still have some fish left?
Let me go look. I'll head to the back of the carrot and start digging. We are out of redfish, but we have shark meat. A little bit of that.
That's a little expensive, dude.
Yeah, that'd be a bit of a waste for breakfast.
All right,
Yep.
ration it is.
We're getting a bit low on meat.
Hey, I got us eggs the other morning.
Yeah. You just get a glare from Marco as he continues to munch on his fruit.
For the farmers and would-be, they are pretty much ready to go. They're early wakers, so they waking up, they had breakfast, packed up and ready to go within 30 minutes.
Yeah, after leaving the food barrel out for half an hour, I'll tuck that back away and crawl back onto the front of the carriage.
All right.
Oh, shit.
A little under the weather there, Galen.
A little bit, yes. It's not. I'll be a little silent today, but just not.
Perhaps you should go back to sleep inside the carriage while we travel.
That's a good idea. If something attacks and tries to kill us, let me know.
But anything before we take off?
Some fruit, thank you. Just yoinks some fruit from the side and just crawls back into the carriage.
Oh, the fruit and that's inside the carriage, so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so you have pretty easy access to that.
Okay, so I guess you are on your way.
Looks like it.
Okay, so with that being said, you guys are back on the trail. I believe the setup was there was your carriage attached to a somewhat of a cart.
No, so what it was is our carriage has 2 horses, and we moved 2 of the horses to the wagon that's going to be used for the fertilizer.
That's right.
And then some of them have horses.
Yes, that's right. So as soon as you start rolling, is when everyone starts going.
I'm assuming Jane's driving the wagon again?
Yeah, while it's not full of manure, blah. While it's not full of shit, I'll drive it.
All right, so you guys continue driving up the road. So you go back on the road and continue, and there's of course trees on each side, and the path that you're on is still made out of this gravelly dirt. And you notice the farther you keep going, the taller the trees get. And they start getting narrower and narrower, and the road gets narrower and narrower, where the cart just fits next to the trees on this road. Woodby at this point would be on his dire wolf, jumping through the woods, making sure there's nothing on the side.
Okay, so it's trees on either side that's making it narrow?
Yep.
Okay.
I need someone to roll a d20 for me.
Anybody in particular?
Nope, doesn't matter.
19.
Okay. So you continue ahead, and you just happen to find a tree that had snapped onto the road.
A tree that snapped onto the road.
Yes,
Look
like,
down for me.
from the trunk, it has snapped, and it
Okay.
fell over onto the road.
So, where is Grimbolt at right now?
Yes, good question. Where the heck was I? If we just were sleeping, he would have been inside his carriage, and if we're not still traveling, he would be inside his little lair. I'm not exactly sure how many days have passed since I last asked, but
Oh, did I control Grimbolt? No, I didn't control Grimbolt last time.
You did?
someone did.
Yeah, you did.
I did? Oh, that's because he ate, like, no, because that was... He ate a whole bunch of waffles, didn't he? While I controlled him.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god, I
That
forgot
was
about
all
that.
the same session.
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
Yes, I put him inside of his lab then.
Which, when we were waking up this morning, I got his attention to make sure he was awake. So at this point, it's up to you where you were going to put yourself when we took off.
He'd be in his little lair.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess seeing the tree snap, I'm not going to get off. Is it really far ahead of us yet? As we're coming up to it?
Yeah,
or-
you're coming up to it. Like, you can see it. It's a thick tree.
Okay. I guess as we're approaching, I'll look at the trunk to see if anything seems weird. It's a bit of a distance, so
Just do like a perception check.
I was hoping you'd say that. Woohoo! 24.
Looking at the tree, ahead, you can definitely see it was definitely not cut down.
It looks natural.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I will pull the cart up to a stop in front of it.
Okay.
I guess I'll stop behind the other cart.
And I'll walk over and physically touch and check the tree and look for any big creature marks that might have knocked it over.
Alright, so you do a investigation check.
I don't see any burned claw marks on this tree, do I?
18.
No burned claw marks. 18. So looking around, you see it looks like something very large pushed this tree over.
Okay. So, how big of a tree are we talking?
It's probably about 2 feet wide and maybe 100 feet tall.
Jeez. $100 tall, or do you mean more like 50 or 60? Because 100 would be like 3 times the width of the road.
No, it's 100. It's a thin tree, but it's a tall trunk.
Okay, so there's no pushing it because it's going to be wedged between 30 trees on either side. So we're going to have to get through it. Any ideas? I will shout that over my shoulder.
Burn it?
Do you know how long that would
No,
take?
that would take too long.
We'd be here all day. Any ideas on cutting it in half?
Cut through it.
Well, it's not that thick.
Can we go around the base of the tree?
It would be hard to with a cart.
Yeah, because it's dense forest on either side. Okay. So is the base of the tree like just off to the side of the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the distance, you see just at the top, you can see another tree fall in the forest.
Ah! There's more than one!
But it doesn't fall on the road, it falls in the forest. But you can see, like, in the distance that, this tree falls. Like, you can see the top of the tree, and then it falls down, and you can hear it from where you guys are
It
at.
just fell just now.
Yes.
Jane, go wake up Grimbold.
What happened?
I'm assuming everybody heard that.
Yes, everyone can hear that.
Did you not hear that loud thundering crash?
Yeah, I thought that was you tripping on something.
No, that was another tree coming down up the road.
Oh, I climbed down from the cart, walk, past the horses, up to the back door, open it, climb in, bang on Grimbold's door.
So while he's doing that, just a quick question. This road is narrow enough and dense enough for us that we're not going to be able to turn around, right?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to get that idea cleared up.
Well, the door in the cart opens and Grimbold's face pokes around the corner. Yes.
A bit of a problem outside. Would you mind coming out and giving us a hand?
And the door swings open. He steps outside, packs away his thing, and gets off the cart.
Yep, out we go.
And what do you do?
As they come up, I'll point out the marks on the tree indicating the giant creature pushing it over, or some sort of large creature pushing it over. We may have a problem.
Galen comes out.
Is
Just
there any definable features, like any claw marks, shoves, fur, or possibly in the bark, or anything like that?
Make an investigation check.
Natural 20, 22.
Okay. So looking at this tree, it kind of looks like there was a back, like someone was just kind of pushed into it and the tree fell. Like a very large creature. And looking around like the slate, and looking around the slate area, you can definitely see there's like some footprints, large footprints, in next to this trunk.
Can I
of the
identify
base.
them?
Try, sure. What would be this? Survival? No, that would be. What would that be? Nature? Nature. Maybe.
Mind.
Yeah, I'd survive. I don't really care.
if only Steve was here.
Alright, so 7. Looking at the prints, like they're big, but you're not really sure what it is.
All right, let me try that again. Like, if in there for the base one, is it a footprint, a hoof print, a paw print?
It's a big, like humanoid footprint.
So while he's checking things out, I'm going to point out whatever that is up the road, because the tree just fell over up the road not that long ago.
Wonderful.
And that's the only direction we can go because we can't turn around in this narrow road.
How are we going to move the tree out of the way?
Well, I'm kind of thinking we go around to the base where it snapped off the trunk and we just push it across the road. Because we're not going to be able to twist it, pointing to all the trees it's going to be going through. So
We're going to push
just
a 100-foot tree.
It's really narrow. I don't know. Wait, hold on. And I'll start rummaging around in my backpack, pull it off my back, and pull the pouch off my hip and start rummaging through it. And I'll pull out 2 bottles. This should make it easier. I'm going to assume you're stronger looking at Grimbolt than the furball.
Wait, what?
Huh?
Which one of you is stronger?
Do not let
I don't know. I've never arm wrestled the guy before.
Yeah, do not let my size determine my strength. That's very, very stereotype.
Sorry. Well, one of you drink this, and I hand him a potion of growth. I just reach it out to Grimbolt. One of you drink it, and I'll drink one, and we'll both push.
I will nervously take the offered potion and watch.
I will down mine.
Grimbolt, you might have a bit more counterweight than I do.
Did you just call me fat?
Of course not. Just larger than me.
So, as they're arguing, Marco is doubling in size.
I was one of those.
Yep.
And seeing the turtles suddenly start growing, Grimbolt sighs and scoffs the potion down.
All right, we'll start walking around to the base of the tree and just attempt to slide it straight across the road, not rolling it around or trying to twist it, just straight pushing it. That way I don't have to fight with any trees. And I'm assuming Grimbolt's helping me, right?
Absolutely.
So how is this going to work, Holland? Because we both have advantage already.
For pushing a tree?
For strength checks, if that's what you decide to do. We're moving around to the base of the tree and we're just attempting to push it straight across the road. We're not trying to turn it or twist it, just straight in the direction it fell.
Okay. I need you to make a strength check. But
bearing in mind we are now both large creatures with advantage on strength check.
yes, I need you to do a strength check, but also I need you to do acrobatics check at the same time.
Okay, so is that both of us making these checks?
And since you are both doing that, yes.
Okay. So we have advantage on both of those. Because athletics
fine.
is strength type. So 21 and 20. Dirty 20.
Okay. Rumble.
He's doing his athletics, yeah.
Okay.
Only one low went out of that batch. I don't think that's terrible.
Okay.
Oh.
So you guys push easily. You're just able to push this tree trunk in. But kind of towards the end, like Grimbolt, you didn't notice that, maneuvering the tree, like, because the tree has to go somewhere in the forest, that Marco pushed it one way, but you pushed it the other, and the tree just snaps.
How do we do that? Consider we're both pushing from the end that's broken across.
Yes, it lodged itself in other trees while you're pushing it in the forest.
Okay, so while we were trying to get it unlodged and continue.
It was like the very, very tip part where it was like
Okay.
thinner. Yeah. It's kind of like having a toothpick. You break the end off by accident.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever happened that.
Oh, by the way, Grimbolt, roll a d4. I need to do the same thing.
What did you do?
Come on, roll, you stupid. There we go. Okay, so your potion's gonna last 3 hours, mine's gonna last 2 hours. Or you can dismiss it at any point. Okay, so let me just make sure I understand what's going on here. So the tree fell across the road perpendicular.
Yes.
And then we walked around to the bottom of it and slid it straight. And while we were sliding it, the tip caught a tree and then snapped.
Yes.
Okay. I think I follow now. So the tree broke, but we really don't care.
Yes.
Okay. Somewhere way up the tree, so.
So now the path is cleared.
So I'm going to close my eyes and focus on dismissing my potion or my growth, and I begin to shrink back down.
As you shrink, didn't you mention that another one was up ahead?
Yes, but that one fell along the road, not across it, from what I could see. I'm assuming it fell. Is it still within sight, or did it fall like out of sight over a hill or something?
So you do know you don't have control over when the potion wears off, right?
I thought I did. Hold on, let me reread it. I thought I
Says,
did.
when you drink this potion, you gain the large effect of the large reduce spell for 4 hours.
Let me look here. Large.
Maybe. Hold on. You gain the.
I thought it was part of the enlarge effect. Yes, because it's a concentration effect.
No concentration. Oh, okay.
Or does it still? I'm assuming it still retains the concentration aspect of it.
That seems kind of weird that you concentrate on keeping the potion active.
It says
That's what I'm wondering.
no concentration required
Okay, so we're just straight up stuck as large. Okay.
until it wears off.
Okay. So for the next 2 hours, I'll be walking alongside the cart, and Galen can drive.
Apparently, yeah. I'll up and take the reins.
Because I do not fit on it anymore.
It's like taking medicine. Like you can't say I don't want this anymore. It's like it's just a.
I thought I'd remembered there being something about being able to dismiss it.
I think it's if you do the spell.
That's possible. It might be the spell version that has a dismissal.
Well, yeah,
I need to
spells
release it.
indicate the effect. You can cancel your own spells.
But it
Yeah.
says it's the effect of the.
Yeah, because the spell version is a concentration, whereas the potion removed the concentration aspect. Okay. All right, so we're just stuck that way. Although we don't actually know how long it's going to last in character.
Okay, so you are continuing walking. Also, who's driving the cart? That carriage.
I hopped up on the thing. Drowsy Galen is trying to...
Thank you, Galen, because we don't exactly fit anymore.
Right. I'll follow you, I guess.
All right, I guess I'll walk in front of the cart.
Okay.
I'm assuming as a large, I'm probably about the same, like my head is probably the same height as the roof of the cart.
What size are you?
It took me from medium to a large.
Yeah, you would be probably the same size as the cart or higher.
Okay. All right, well, I'll walk out in front. I don't know where Grimbolt's going to be, but...
I mean, we also could just tie the carriage to your back and let you drag it.
I'm going to avoid startling the horse. But what were you saying, Kaisis?
I'll walk behind the convoy.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's the carriage, the wagon, and then the series of farmers on horses.
Yeah.
Behind our car, then.
So convoy is a good word for it.
Convoy, okay. Alright, so you guys keep on walking, and I need you to all make perception checks.
Dirty 20. Another dirty 20.
I like how that says Steve after.
Oh, does it say Steve?
Oh.
Wait. Why does it say Steve? I have Steve's character up. I have the wrong character up.
Caden is so sick right now. He's playing Steve.
I was playing the wrong character. I was like, if only Steve was here. Oh. Well. Try that again. What's my?
Yeah.
Is it the same? Or you could just take that roll minus
you roll
the
a
plus.
16. So you roll a 16. So what's your modifier?
Plus 4 perception.
It's the same.
It's the same then. So
Okay.
20.
Okay, there you go.
Because your better roll was your first one.
Yeah.
I got nat 20, so.
Playing the wrong character.
Just waiting on Grimbolt.
Sorry, I was grabbing a drink.
Ah, okay. I may have a screwdriver next to me. Good God, look at all of
Long
those.
Island iced tea next to me.
Every single one was 20 or higher, and one was a nat 20.
There's 2 net. Oh, no. Grimble had 19. Wow, man. So, with all of you just looking around, and you're like, oh, there's trade just on the... You keep looking ahead while you guys are moving, and you can see there are more trees, not falling on the road, but like in the forest. Just, you see a couple over on the right, and you can hear them, and then on the left, you hear a couple more.
Is there a drunken giant in the forest?
I want to clarify something just now. So, are we hearing this in the distance, or is this off to either side of us?
This is in the distance.
Okay. So, as we're traveling then, do I see any footprints in the road?
You would see them going sideways, kind of like going from one side to the other.
Okay, up ahead of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's already past the road.
That makes me feel a little better.
And so you keep on traveling, I'm gonna guess. Are you guys actually
when we get to the footprints crossing the road, I will stop and point it out to the group that it seems like whatever this is has gone across the road. And are we hearing any more noise? Or am I hearing any more noise?
Yeah, you definitely are hearing noise.
Still up ahead of us, like it's traveling along the road?
Yeah.
Roughly. All right.
I have a question.
I might have an answer.
How deep are the footprints? Are we gonna have to, like get out and shovel some dirt into them to fill them in so that the carts can cross them?
They're not complete. They're maybe like 2 or 3 inches deep.
All right.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Oh my god.
So while I'm
Oh
stopping,
my god. I wasn't even thinking that, guys. I was thinking in terms of like a cart bouncing across something. God.
Bouncing across something.
Oh, Caden.
Oh, yeah,
You
you're
go back to
about-
being sick.
So I'm gonna look at the footprints and see if I notice or remember anything, if I can recognize them in any way.
I make a. Let's go with a
Okay, I have another question.
survival check. What's that?
Are they barefoot footprints or are they booted footprints?
They were
They're
humanoid. Oh,
Holy, what in the hell is with you guys wrong high tonight?
It's okay.
remember
as soon
I
as
have
it's
a
important,
plus
I'll
8
die.
to survival.
Yes, but still.
So 25.
So, 25, looking at these, I need you to make a history check on this one.
Okay. I think I'm as strong at that. No, I'm not as strong at that. 9.
Okay, you know it is some type of giant footprint.
Okay.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
So I have no idea what this is, but I do know it's at least some kind of giant. But that's about the extent of what I know. I don't know a lot about land creatures.
Oh, and here I was thinking it was like a gnome or something.
He
It's
built it,
tiny.
gnome.
Well, I will just turn and keep going. So I'm assuming there hasn't been anywhere to turn.
Alright, good thing. Keep on going. Alright, let me see.
Well, we can't turn around, so the only way to go is forward.
Okay, so at this point, you guys keep going. It's like a good 10 minutes, and you still see trees falling on sides in the distance, and they start getting closer, and they get farther away. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the road, you see there are 2 huge giants with a grayish skin wrestling with each other.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that in the distance, I would stop. I can keep as much distance as possible.
Does anyone speak
Patiently.
giant?
Yes. Anybody else speak giant?
Nope.
Yeah,
All right.
well, not a giant.
Okay. So, the giant is saying it's like, kind of like they're speaking giant, but in like a friendly tone. And one of them is saying, "I bet you're going to be buying lunch today."
Wow.
And they keep wrestling.
They're talking something about a bet about lunch. Like, and Marco's scratching his head. Amazed they haven't seen me yet. Towering as tall as I am. I don't know what's going on.
You said they're talking about bets on lunch?
That was the only sentence I could hear from this distance. assuming I didn't miss part of the sentence.
Did they sound mad or happy or upset?
I don't know. From this distance, it was kind of muddled, but I think it sounded friendly. I think.
Okay, so we wait until they pass. Because if they're in a friendly, wrestling contest, I don't want to interrupt them.
Good point. Let me grab my notes. Would we?
Yes.
Do you know anything about giants?
Yeah, they're right there.
Ha ha.
What do you need to know?
Well, you knew something about getting the griffin out the way. Is there anything we need to know about giants in this area?
Most giants in this area are mostly friendly. That's only if you're not on their bad side.
So, are you saying it's okay to progress, or we should wait?
You can progress. At your size, you may be able to have a competition wrestling match with them. Looks like they're having
Why does this sound like a bad idea? Well, I will tentatively take a few steps in that direction.
Okay.
You guys are free to either follow or I can go up by myself. Marco clearly nervous.
Have fun.
I will slowly approach the giant. Oh, they're large creatures too, aren't they?
They're huge creatures.
Oh, they're huge? Okay, so
They are. So, to guess about this,
how tall would I be compared to them? Probably stomach height?
You're like 9-10 feet, okay? Stone Giant is 18 feet.
Yes, I'm about
So
their
you're
waist.
waist high.
Yeah, this isn't going to end well. Well, I will slowly keep approaching until they notice, or maybe not quite that close, but if I get within like 20 feet, I will stop if they haven't noticed me by then.
Okay. Oh shit, that perception suck. There we go. So you keep inching forward, and inching forward, and inching forward. They finally see you, and they kind of like stop, and they're like in the middle of the road. Like one's kind of like knees to the ground with like the other's legs on the back of the knee, and like they're kind of like he's almost pinned to the ground, and they both kind of like look over at you.
In giant.
What you gonna say?
I just said hi.
And then giant, they respond, hi, turtle creature?
Close enough. Like, I'm like making excessive hand gestures as I'm talking, just out of nervousness.
And so at this point, like, you're close enough that, like, they have this granite skin, gaunt features, like, kind of like this, like, very muscular face, and these black, sunken eyes that just stare you down. And they just, look at you and say, what brings you to these parts?
We are just passing through on our way to Nakapata.
Ah, Nakapata. Didn't we have business in Nakapata? And the other one's like, I don't know. They're like, oh, that's right, we're guards in Nakapata. What do you want?
We are doing some work for a nearby village, or a village a ways back.
And who sent
One of which is escorting all of these farmers to get trained as guards.
And who are you seeking to be there?
Several people. Hold on. Let me scratching my head. Second. We're trying to do a couple. We're trying to do a couple things, like getting recruiting a priest, gathering up some materials that like a forge, escorting these guys, buying some fertilizer, typical simple work.
As at this point, like he kind of like lets the other guy go, and like he stands up, and now they're like standing at it, like not attention, but kind of like relaxed, and they haven't taken out their great cloaks yet that are kind of like strapped in their cloth sash.
On their back or their waist?
On their back. On their back.
Okay.
Well, got a bunch of business, but be careful with your small beans over there.
Thank you. Can we pass?
They kind of just look at each other and like, only if you arm wrestle me.
Just a long sigh out of Marco. All right, if that's what it takes. This is gonna hurt. Let's get this over with.
All right. So he walks over to you. He's like, like gets down on the ground and puts his elbow on the dirt.
I will mimic his movements.
All right. You're gonna roll an athletics check.
For my potion of growth. Oh, that would have been a natural one. 11.
Okay. You do that, and he goes 1, 2, 3, go. Instant down. Your arm goes straight back.
Mm.
And he gets up. He's like, not worth my time.
Yep, I'm a little on the small side.
Well, I guess you could pass, and they kind of like both like try to figure out where they can like push a tree, and they like snap a tree over and it falls. They kind of like push another just to make some room so they can stand off the side.
I'm going to look back towards the carriage and motion them forward with one arm.
Galen sees the
And then-
motion and goes, yeah, yeah.
And then proceeding to drop my other arm after having it twisted.
You need some ice for that, Marco.
Nope, I'm good. Once the caravan catches up, I'll just start walking in front of the carriage again.
Okay. And then Giant, they talk to each other like, have you seen the back of his shell? Yeah, it's a nice pattern.
Hear this or not, I'm going to keep going without saying a word.
All right, so you guys keep going forward, and so you eventually, maybe like another hour of travel, and you reach this, these two great stone pillars that are carved in kind of like a spiral Roman pattern going all the way up. And when I say all the way up, they're going about 50 feet high. And then the rest of the wall to the right of, or the left of these pillars are just the side of the mountain. And in between the two pillars, where the road widens, which it widens to maybe about like 30 feet wide, or more. Actually, 30 feet. No, it should be about 50 feet wide. 50 feet wide for the road that it expands to. And you just see there's giant statues you can see just slightly piercing out from the sides of the road, holding like a sword and a shield.
Did Holland go quiet for anybody else?
Did you not hear anything I said?
Sword and shield was the last thing I heard.
Yep, that's the last thing I said. So
Okay.
what's your plan?
Okay, so it's stone pillars on either side of the road?
Yep, and it leads into like a mountainside, basically going in. It's like a cavern sort of system.
How long have we been traveling?
This is your second day, so you've been traveling for the majority of the day.
I meant since we pushed the tree off the road.
Maybe about like 4 hours.
Okay, so we are shrunken back down at this point. Cool.
And go back into his little hovel.
We see the incredible Shrinky Dinks.
Kind of hard to miss. We'll just sit on the front bench with Galen.
Alright, so
Well-
are you continuing, or?
I suppose we should probably keep going.
Yeah,
Oh,
follow the road.
Okay, so continuing the road, you go through the pillars and then you keep going past these great statues on each side. You pass one set, then 200 feet later there's another one. You just see like in a rows there's these great stone pillars. Then eventually you reach two towers, very large towers. And they seem pretty empty, kind of like a little bit run down. And then you keep going. You eventually, after about another hour of traveling, you've reached a kind of like a barrier. Very large stone walls. And there's a very large gate. Normal size for you guys are, like a Dwarven gate's pretty big. These are probably 3 times that.
That's pretty
Dr.
massive.
Pop?
And you see 2 guards standing out, one on each side of the door. Again, you can recognize them as those granite pale skin holding clubs.
Would we? I think you might want to lead the way.
Are you scared of a little giants?
Nope, you've just been through this checkpoint before.
Do everything for you guys. And he rides forward and he talks to the guards. And it's not even like maybe 5 seconds, and the guard just waves up above, and you can see these giant mammoths that are bigger than normal mammoths, and they are pulling a very large chain to bring up the gate. And the gate slowly opens. And Woodley rides back and says, you better hurry up.
Where? Onward we go.
So you go through the gate. And you reach kind of like a small, not a small village, but it's like a small city at this point, where the streets are busy, but they're very wide streets, and the streets are busy. The houses are normal sized for you guys, and you can sometimes see like a walking giant passing by, or a troll that's not what you're used to in like an actual nice outfit and cleaned up. And then you see there's like humans and elves walking around as well. And would we kind of like keep getting your train going, you know, of carriages until you finally all reach inside? And the architecture of the houses are like those like typical like medieval hatched frames and stuff like that.
Okay.
With that, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, so would we? How far do you want us to escort, or are we good and can get paid now?
Let's see. Where do I need to take your guys?
They need to go get equipment and then training.
That means we have to go to the fire area.
So how is
And then
the
the
city
cold
laid out?
mountains. This is the wonderful nice of Nakapada.
Okay, I knew its name.
We have to go straight, check in with the council, I guess you could say, and then we head off to the fire area.
Does this place just split into different elements naming the areas?
I guess you could say that. So at this point, if you just would be kind of like points up and he's like, yeah, the ceiling is big, giant, and you can see like the mountain you approached was gigantic. And you notice that when you were coming in, the ground went downwards and then finally evened out. And even just looking up, you can't see the top of the cabinet.
Pretty big. Well,
this is the smaller area of, you know, the area here. We just need to go a little bit more inwards to the center, and then meet up with the council.
I'm assuming that's because we're first-time visitors. We have to register or something.
I always check in with the council just to, you know, make sure things are okay in the different areas.
Okay. Well, you know this area better than we do.
So we ride up and he just goes up the street, and it's a nice winding road through this town or city-ish area. And all the farmers continue to follow. Whoever is driving carts, I need you to make a... Oh man, what would it be? Animal handling check?
Seven.
I think James doing another one? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So
I thought I was driving.
There's two.
James driving the wagon.
Vehicles.
We have the carriage
We're
and we have
driving
the
the
wagon.
carriage, and I'm driving the
Oh.
car.
Gotcha.
We split our 4 horses between the two.
Right.
Okay. So you guys have an easy time just running through these streets, winding streets. And you finally reach out to the other side after like another 2 hours of going through this town city. And then you finally it's just open farmland. And a lot of the farmland that you notice, it's a lot of mushrooms. And glowing plants that doesn't seem to need sunlight. And you keep on going, and it takes you about another 5 hours to get to this kingdom. It looks big ahead of you, but you notice that the town that was behind you is quite small compared to what you're coming up to. And so you finally, after 5 hours approaching this, you come up to a very large castle entrance with brick and the hash grate doorway as a metal. And on both sides of the gate, of course, is two fiery giants.
Wait, so you said there was 5 hours traveling in the city?
Yes, from where that town was.
Oh,
to
okay.
The
I
next
thought
one
you
over.
meant 5 hours since we arrived at the city. It's been 5 hours since we got to the front
No,
gate.
no.
Okay, because that's a big city.
Okay, so are you saying there's multiple cities within this mountain cavern?
Yes.
Ah,
Okay, gotcha. So we're still coming up on Nakapata yet. Okay.
said welcome to Nakapata, didn't
Yeah, I imagine the entire mountain community, like the inside of the mountain, is called Nakapata, and each of the districts is named something. Like the fire and whatnots.
So is there open like terrain between the city areas?
Yes, that was the mushroom fields and glowing plants.
There's shroom
Okay.
cars.
Okay, so there's underground farmland and stuff here too. Okay.
So, so when you got to the gate, there's these dark skin, flaming red hair, kind of like a plate armor holding a great sword. And, of course, in giant is a halt. Business here.
Which area is this?
You saying that in giant?
No.
And,
I'm speaking to Woodwee in common.
Woodley's like, oh, this is the center.
What particularly are we here for?
Or we're checking in with the council.
what he said. And I just point to Woodward. Assuming they understand common, not even bothering to check.
And Woodley's like, you know they only understand giant, right?
That's a terrible point for guards.
Well, these guards don't understand what you're talking about, so I guess I'll translate for you. And Woodley translate into giant for you. And he's like, and you would understand what Woodley is saying. He's like, we're here for business, but we're checking in with the council. And the third giant just kind of looks around and he's like, okay. And the gate again rises. And would we just go start?
I guess we'll shuffle on through.
So, talking to the others, what he was talking with them, anybody else feel like Woodwey's more than what he says he is?
What did he say he was?
Well, he seems to. I gotta double check. It's been a while. Was he? Woodwey runs the guild back in. Oh, I can't remember the name. Thorovik. Yeah, he runs the guild back in Thorovik.
Okay, well, if he runs the guild, he's a guild master. He probably knows a lot of people here.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, he seems like he's also a capable warrior, so.
Because I can't imagine just anybody just shows up and talks to the council.
Yeah, but he's a guild master, so odds are he knows the few important people.
True. Oh, looks like they're ready. Pope Galen, we should probably follow.
Go.
All right, you guys continue.
We continue.
Into the gate, and you. This time, it's not the buildings, like the town homes and such, are all the size for giants. So these are gigantic houses, gigantic buildings. And like the stalls, like the little stalls that you put on the side of the street, those are made for giants to just walk up to.
Rubbing my shoulder. I have no intention to stir up trouble here. Just looking around or rubbing my shoulder.
Yeah, I don't want to get stepped on.
I don't know about you guys, but this is not what I was expecting.
I have a feeling the council is all giants.
Woodley at this time just goes ahead and runs through the streets.
Is he leaving us behind? Quick, after him.
I guess we gotta pick up the pace. I suppose these streets are probably like 3 times longer than normal due to the size of the buildings.
Yeah, pretty much.
So us galloping and running is like their walk.
So you can see the castle is gigantic in the center. And Woodley just keeps going and going and going, and you guys travel for 2 hours until you finally reach the doorway to the castle.
We're going to have to camp on the road just to get to the castle.
So at this
Yeah, I
point,
gotta imagine we gotta be getting to evening by this point.
oh, I think you're past evening. So at this point, he's like, all right, look nice. And he kind of like, he takes off his hood and like starts like combing his hair with his hand and kind of puts his hair in like a ponytail. He gets off his wolf and puts it off to, kind of ties it off to like a little, where he could kind of like put a stake at outside. And he's like, all right, you guys ready?
I mean, I guess we pull the carriages all over and, park them and whatnot.
Yeah, you
Get
can
everybody to park their horses and everything.
Yeah, you can definitely see like the farmers. They kind of like they park their horses and basically the kind of like making themselves presentable.
I'm always presentable.
So what's your guys' plans?
We know nobody here. I am planning to follow Woodway. This
Okay.
is well above my station.
We'll follow your direction. I mean, you've been here before. We have not.
All right. Well, kind of like waits for you to park the carts and meets them by the doorway.
I'm starting to understand how mice feel when I look down at them now.
All right. So I'm gonna guess you guys all get ready and park the carts and meet would be right outside the doorway.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, he walks in, and it takes you about 20 minutes to get to this across this grand hallway. And you finally reach these doors that on the door there is like the different elements plotted. And the two giants standing there, fire giants standing there, push the door open, and Woodby and the farmers walk in.
Dom, I finally realized something out of character. I understand the elemental areas now. God, I'm slow.
The different giant types.
Yo. I can't believe I didn't realize it sooner.
So, inside, I'm gonna guess you all walk in. When you all walk in,
Sticking right behind Woodway.
the doors close and shut. And sitting on pedestals, not pedestals, chairs, kind of like protruded upwards on kind of like a mini stage as a council, there are 10 different giants there. 2 are fire, 2 are stone, 2 are cloud, 2 are ice, 2 are storm.
Okay, I bust out my looking glass so that I can actually, get a view of their faces. Because, we're on the floor and, they're on a raised dais in chairs and are giants.
They're far away.
Yeah. And one of the cloud giants stands up with their staff, and it's kind of like a noble clothes is what they're all wearing, with like different colors, and the cloud is kind of like a whitish gray, I guess. And they stand up, right? And who do you seek today? In a loud,
They're talking to you.
daunting voice.
Did she say that in common or giant?
In common.
Well, Woodby, ask whatever it was you wanted to ask. You're the reason we're here.
Do I have to do everything for you guys?
You're the only reason we're here.
Here.
We had no intention of coming to the council.
Okay.
You haven't even explained why we're here.
Yeah, I mean, we got paid to deliver you guys to the city. We did that. We want paid.
This was a detour we weren't expecting.
It was to the fire and then to the... But we're all along. We're just going to get into this. All right, Majesty. We are seeking passage to Sunder. Hopefully he is in today. And the ice giants kind of like do their paperwork and nod their head and just, yes, he is in today. And we're also looking for Hithos. He should be in today. And the fire giants look at their paperwork and kind of nod again. They're like, yes, he's in today. Is that the only 2 areas you need to go today? Or is there more? And Woodley just kind of looks back. He's like, is there anything else you need?
The forge and...
There's quite a few things.
Who did you need to go to the forge for?
That would be... Hold on. Let's see. Fernan. Looking for Mekris.
Mekris. Alright. Is Mekris in today? And the storm giants kind of look through their papers and kind of shake their head no. And he's like, unfortunately, he is not in his kingdom today. And Woodwig's like, shit. Is there anyone else who could take his place? And the whole room's quiet. There's some whispering going on in Giant, and she speaks again. She says, unfortunately not, but I heard he will be coming back shortly. Possibly tomorrow.
We're also looking for Blue War about acquiring fertilizer and seeds.
Blue War. He should be in, actually, and Should be lively, as always. So, you only need a couple kingdoms for access.
We also need. We were asked to go to Cloud City to gather materials to restock magical goods. And we also need to recruit a priest.
Huh. A priest will be down on the lower city that you came through. Cloud City, I can grant you access to.
Okay, that should be everything, correct?
So you need a ice, cloud, stone, need fire, earthstone.
All right. I made a list in the notes now.
So you
A
need
little bit more condensed list.
So she raises up her hand, and in the middle of the room, a small table rises up with 5 different colored stones. And Woodby walks up to the table and kind of like looks behind him and looks at you guys and kind of like waves you on.
Okay, so walk over to the table. I take it we need to take a stone for each area.
Yep, we do.
Okay, so there's tiles of like red and each one, and are they marked?
There's only one stone on the table of each color. One is red for fire, one is like a stone colored for stone, one is like a white color, like a grayish white. One is pure white that is actually cold to the touch, and the fire one is actually hot to the touch. And then there is a like a lightning one that it's actually translucent, and you can see there's like mini lightning marks. You can see inside that it's like small lightning strikes happening inside of it.
Okay, so we need to pick up each of the stones.
Yep. They are about I'm gonna say about about a foot across and about maybe about 8 inches wide. So they're a foot from length and 8 inches wide and probably about 4 inches thick. They're big
probably about
stones.
5 pounds a piece or more.
Yeah, they're big stones. To the giants, they would be small pebbles.
Now I'm seeing why we had to come to the council. It's not normal for outsiders to come here.
So Woodby takes one, just kind of carries it.
I guess we all have to grab one, because we ain't gonna be carrying multiples of these things.
I will walk up and attempt to grab as many as I can, piling them together.
I need you to make... Which ones are you grabbing?
Whichever 4 Jane did not grab.
Okay, which one did Jane grab?
Jane wants to try and pick up the lightning one. It's kind of neat looking.
Okay, so you pick up the lightning one. So you pick up the fire, the stone, the cloud, and the ice.
Okay.
And when you put, so you carry them, and they are touching each other.
Uh-oh.
The fire and the cloud start to, you can feel a weird energy of like, there's a storm rolling, but it's also very hot. And you also picked up the ice, so it kind of feels cold at the same time. And stone is just being whatever temperature, room temperature is. And trying to hold all of them together, it's starting to form like a weird cloud in with them all forming together. And growing and growing, and you can see it while you're holding the ball.
I'm going to set them back down and grab two of them, one in each hand.
Okay.
I'll just grab the two off the top.
Alright,
Probably cloud and fire, I guess.
okay, cloud and fire. Okay, there's stone and ice is left.
Oh, somebody can grab the last two because apparently we can't let them touch.
I mean, I'm already carrying a lightning one. This is pretty big tablet for me to be hanging on to.
Grab one of them.
Maybe one for each of the last two people.
One's the left.
Stone and ice.
Take the ice one.
And it was at that moment everyone realized that they'd left Grimbolt in the cabin in his little pocket dimension.
Oh yeah, we never went to knock on the door.
I thought he was the carriages.
When did we
That
grab
ran
the
off,
last one?
A couple of hours ago.
Oh. I guess you went back into your study?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he said that when he shrunk. He said he went back into his study.
Oh, well.
It just hadn't crossed my mind.
How heavy are these tablets?
They're pretty heavy. They're probably about 20 pounds each.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just carrying one. I can't carry another one of those.
Yeah, Woodbury, you're gonna have to grab the last one.
And he's carrying. He's like, fine, I'll carry the last one. He just picks up the stone one. He's like, all right. And he like kind of like takes a little bow and says, "Thank you, council," and then walks out.
Okay, well, follow him out.
I'll kind of do a quick bow and then follow.
All right. So that wasn't too bad, huh?
If you say so.
Is it normal? Does everybody have to go through them?
Normally it's custom to, unless you already have these in your pocket somewhere.
So unless you're a regular that has like a contracted, like you always have one. Okay. So I take it there's not a lot of non-giants that come through here.
No. I think the most we have are like ogres, cyclops, and trolls here.
Wait, so how big is this priest that we're bringing back?
Oh, he's at the lower town, like the one we went through before.
Okay, so most visitors don't leave the initial town at the gate.
Most of our size. Some do.
Gotcha. That explains it. So although they're called a council, they handle most of the outsiders.
Most outsiders come to them anyway. Most people direct them to the council. Unless you're some kind of god, you can't really kill 10 giants. and a city of giants.
Fair.
Unless you want to.
Yeah, no. I intend to get our stuff and get out of here.
Not trying to make waves.
Without being stepped on.
You won't get stepped on here.
Be surprised. We do some pretty stupid stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think you can break anything here either. Everything's just giant size.
Yeah,
So
no,
the
you haven't
challenge.
seen Marco.
To be fair, I'm not the one that perforated Jane.
No, that was the mammoth
No,
that
it
you
was only
had.
your pet.
Oh, wait, multiple occasions here. Okay, wonderful.
You've only flattened me and, had your pet impale me.
Sounds like you guys had much an adventure.
Say that.
Thrown me down a flight of stairs.
Shall we continue the list, or shall we go to our next? Oh hell!
So, I guess first stop is Fire City to reduce our group size. Well,
Yeah.
get equipment and then off to.
Well, it's equipment, then it's what is it? Or was the other guy we?
What's the closest area to where we are?
We're kind of in the middle, to be honest. Pick a space, we'll go there.
Well, let's shrink our party and then continue.
So we need to go to what? Hit those first to get the equipment, and then off to Sender to get them training. What area was Sender in? I know Hithos was fire, right?
Hithos was fire.
Down. Where was
Year first?
Yeah? Where was Sender?
Frost. Ice.
Okay. And Metchris was out. What were we gonna do about the forge?
Well, she said come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. We'll need a break anyway. It's about a day travel to each section.
What area is Metchris in normally?
See, Metchris is in the storm area where it always rains, unfortunately.
Yay. Actually, that's a good thing for me. Let's see. Priest was in. Oops. Geek Town. So the fertilizer and seeds was in the stone area, right?
Yes.
Luar. Okay. Well, I guess off to the fire area to see Hithos.
Okay. Fire area, I think. Kind of like, we got like another half an hour to get out of this city.
So I take it we're going to be camping out in the farmlands.
That's an option. Do you want to camp in the city, or do you want to camp in the farmlands?
Well,
Oh, I
the
do
cen-
get stepped on in the farmland.
I don't count on it, but I can't guarantee it.
is there even a place for small creatures like us in the central city? This seems like looking up. This seems like all large buildings.
Can we just camp underneath someone's stairs, maybe?
Oh, we can look around. Sure.
You don't know?
I've never actually. I've always just stayed in the town below us, like where normal people are. Yeah, I normally travel 5 hours back and camp there. But if you want to find it in here,
how late is it getting to be?
Let's see.
Really, I just asked a hard question.
I know, I'm trying to figure out what skill it is to figure out time.
Oh, yeah, because there's no sunlight anymore. So is it just, when we're outside of town, is it just dark? Or is there...
You would see there's these slight glowing crystals.
Okay.
We're just gonna do. Look, pick a random one. Let's do just kind of like a. I guess an intelligence check.
Just a basic intelligence check?
Yeah, just a basic intelligence check.
Is it out of me or out of everybody that's outside the carriage at the moment?
So to figure out whoever asked whatever time it was.
Okay, so anybody trying to figure out the time? Yep, I have no idea. 5.
Yeah, you don't know what time it is. You know you entered when it was daylight, but you know a couple hours have actually gone by.
Well, considering you said it takes 5 hours, would we to get from the gate town to Central, it's probably coming up on time for us to get some rest. I don't know. I vote we just head out of town, head out of the central area towards the fire area and just camp alongside the road. That's my vote.
It's fine by me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So you want to camp near the road, outside.
Yep.
Okay.
Assuming there's no laws against that.
No, it's no laws.
I sense a butt coming.
Yeah, you make it sound like it's a bad idea. Behoove the whole group to share with the class.
You know how there's giants, right?
Yes, inside the town too.
There's also wildlife in this area that about the size of giants. You know, that to us it would be small, but to them it's small.
Are you talking like giant rats and spiders and things?
You could say that.
Okay, maybe we should stay in the town.
Yeah, my idea is sounding bad.
Yeah, we would have to make a fortress just to survive maybe the night. I
take it the creatures are more active at night than the day.
They're active all the time.
So So how are we going about traveling to the other areas then?
We travel during their daytime. Actually, let me ask, since we haven't left the gate here. Sir, and he goes up to the fire giant. And giant, he says, what type of day is it, sir? And the fire giant guys look at the other guy and they look at this like weird working mechanism with a bunch of gears. He's like, it's late at night. And Libby's like, if you could put a number to that. The giant's like, probably about like 11 p.m. Libby's like, thank you. I'm the only one who actually understands that is Marco. And so when he comes back, he's like, it's 11 p.m.
So, should we just pull off to the side of the road in town?
Preferably not in front of the council castle.
Well, obviously.
But I'm sure that we could possibly look around and maybe someone could rent out a closet for us at this point.
I was going to ask, is there a small person in anywhere in the central town?
Not in this city. It's strictly giants who only live here. We would have to travel half an hour out the city and then 5 hours down south, or the south, or is that west? Is that east? Downwards toward the way we came in.
Yeah, it would be almost morning by the time we went to bed.
Maybe someone will lend us a broom closet.
I guess head back towards the town part of the central area?
Sounds like a great idea.
How about you lead us to the safest place to make camp that you know of?
Sure. Let's do that. He kind of just gets back on his wolf, takes out the little spike that he put in the ground, packs all that up, and it's like, alright, let's go. And you travel maybe like 10 minutes on the other side of, like on the side of this castle. We kind of like go to a roundabout way. It's like, and he kind of looks at the number above and he's like, we're here. And the stonework looks very plain. It's kind of like just flat walls. It's all made of stone and everything's kind of flat. And you just see this gigantic stone door that looks like it can move. And he's like, does anyone have a shield?
Yeah.
Can you just like bang it on the door for me?
I'm assuming we gotta stumble up some steps to get to this, or no?
No, there's no steps.
All right, I'll walk up and smack my shield into the door as hard as I possibly can.
And all you hear is, like, basically your shield going against stone. And
Which I'll be surprised if it makes much to any noise, being it's not a metal shield, it's a chitin.
oh, it's a chitin shield, so you kind of like hear this like very light.
Shield.
Yeah, so you hear this like light tapping, basically. Yes, and
Yeah, it's
You kinda
not
hear-
like a heavy armor shield. It's very lightweight.
and you notice that there's like this slight echo inside of on the other side that you can slightly hear, and you hear this like very masculine voice say, I'm coming," in like a weird like giant accent, but it's in common. He pushes open the door.
Oh God, we all go flying.
Oh, no, he like pulls it off. It's a sliding door, so it goes off to the side. What do you want?
Do you even notice us? Because we probably come up to what, his kneecap now?
He is looking straight ahead.
Yeah, we come up to like his knees.
Not completely. Yeah, his
Down
They're about
here.
20 feet tall.
Then he kind of like adjusts his glasses and like, oh, it's Woodley. I know that wolf anywhere. What brings you by, Woodley? And Woodley is like, we're here to set up camp, and not maybe got killed by outside creatures. He's like, come in. He kind of just leaves the door open and walks into the house.
I guess we pulled the carts into the house easily.
Yeah, you could easily pull the cart into the house. This door is huge.
Here we go.
Yeah, his door is probably the size of our castle gates.
Yeah, I thought so. And this guy, he wears a gray suit with tan socks, a vest with buckled shoes. He has like kind of like a deer stalker hat. It's got like cuts and holes in it. His eyes are gray. He's like, so what are you here for now? Would we trouble, training, death, destruction, recruiting?
I thought you
Gambling
avoided
these
that
guys
construction
away.
part.
You can gamble these guys away too.
I feel like we need a little more detail on the two part.
And he's like, yeah, long story. But no, we're just here for, support and a room, preferably, or a closet, whatever you prefer to give us. And the giant, like, you're no fun. But alright. He's like, spare rooms down the hallway. And he kind of walks over there and pushes open the door, sliding it. And he's like, hopes the bed's big enough. And notice that this mattress is fit for a giant. It's very big.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave that mattress for you and your guys. I'm just gonna sleep by the cart.
Now, you have to understand, this mattress is like 18 feet long.
Yeah, no, I don't plan on trying to get all the way up there. I'm a turtle. If I fall, this does not end well.
Ah, come on, guys. This bed's big enough for all of us.
Oh, James climbing right up the side of that bed. It's like, ooh, high ground.
And the giant looks around and he's like, yeah, I think I got your ladder here somewhere last time you spent the night. Kind of like looking around. And he's like, oh, here it is. He kind of like picks it up. It's like a nice little like 10-foot ladder. And kind of like it's one of those like ones that scale. Basically, you can push it down and it's back up. It's like, here you go. And so when we set up the ladder and people start climbing up the ladder, going to the bed.
How soft is the bed for small things?
For you, it's firm.
So, are we like halfway up to the mattress in height, or can we like touch the bottom of the mattress? Like, how high up is this bed?
I mean, if it's only 18 foot long, then it's probably only like 10 foot tall.
I'm going to roll out my mat on the floor and sleep there.
So, does anybody? I have to ask this out of character. Is anybody else starting to feel like a borrower?
What?
Is there nobody that's seen that movie?
Oh, wow. I haven't thought of that in a long time.
Vaguely familiar.
We're Fraggles.
A borrower?
Have you never seen? Hold
They
on.
take like, is it, there's little guys and gals that take like thimbles and things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. We're Fraggles in Giant Land.
Oh, is this
This. I posted it in the campaign channel.
I have never seen that.
Really? Oh, it's an amazing movie. It's old. It's from the 90s.
I love how you refer to the 90s as being old.
Yeah, well, if I wanted to know about the creation of dirt, I would ask you.
Thank you, Junior.
Sorry. Anyways, Margot is just going to head over to the cart. I don't know about you guys, but I still plan to take shifts because you never know if there's big creatures outside, who says there's not big mice sneaking around in here or big spiders?
And Wood was like, you don't have to worry about that.
Until you do.
No, you don't.
Well, I start rummaging around inside the carriage for a snack. And grabbing my blanket.
He has such a, say it, quite a pet, say. I think we'll be safe.
I'm just gonna play it safe and keep an eye out.
Okay.
This is what I'm used to.
Well, I am still going to spend the first 2 hours keeping watch. And after I get a snack, I'm going to knock on the door and get Grimble's attention.
Hey, someone remembered me.
No
I
one
just try to
remembered.
decide when to do it.
No one remembered Grimbolt from
It's
in the
over.
cart.
That just means more time to go towards my little project.
Is this morning?
But yeah, I'm gonna. Oh no, this is before we went to bed. I'm getting Grimble's attention
Okay.
and pointing out. So we're sleeping indoors. As yeah.
What? Of course we are.
Take a look for yourself. I don't know how to explain this.
That sounds like a morning thing.
It's up to you. We should be relatively safe. I'm still gonna keep watch for a little while just to be sure. We're in a giant's house.
Oh. Neat.
And I'll motion out, I'll like point out the open door.
Also, when we yell down from the bed, whoever's like laying at the bottom of it, if you see giant, we'll say scorpions, don't be alarmed.
That sounds like something very alarming.
Yeah, don't worry about them.
What are
I'm
they?
definitely
His version
keeping
of
watch.
a cat?
And then he's like, good night. And he kind of just goes back to his spot on top of the bed.
I'm definitely keeping watch. I do not trust this at all.
Jane works his way up onto the pillow of the bed and like curls up on the pillow.
Galen goes to the...
It's pretty slow.
Yeah, Galen climbs up. He's like, screw this, and sleeps on the very end of the bed on his mat still. After hearing giant scorpion.
And I'll set the bucket out for the horses to eat. With the wagon and the carriage facing each other so they can all reach it.
Okay. So, are you guys all taking watch, or?
I'm keeping watch for the first 2 hours at least, because I'm not going to sleep right away.
I'll take second one.
I don't think we need a watch in a house.
You know what? Marco's keeping watch because he is just picturing like spiders that are twice his height. He is not comfortable with this.
Jane's fast asleep on the pillow on the bed.
Grimbold, are you planning on keeping watch or are you good?
The door's already closed.
Oh no, I absolutely went back to the door and got his attention.
Oh goddamn.
Marco is very much so a nervous little turtle.
Why are we keeping watch? You said we're
Because
inside of the house.
Yep. I'm keeping watch because I don't want to be snuck up on by oversized mice or spiders, etc. Whatever kind of vermin might lurk in a giant's house.
Wouldn't the mice still technically be the same size?
I mean, you're probably not wrong.
The only thing that's really increased in size is the dwelling and the person that lives in it.
Well, they did say that in the forest around here there are creatures the same size as giants. So maybe... Oh.
Oh, hi, Galen. Didn't even see you there.
I've been in the bed.
Well, we've kind of left Grimbold to himself in the lab, so...
Never mind, not here. Bye, didn't hear anything.
You're up on the bed.
Is Galen all right?
No, he's very sick.
Ah. Well, if he dies, can I have his body?
Sure.
Wonderful. Oh, have a good night. And see you in the morning.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep watch for the first 2 hours and then I'll pass out.
All right. So whoever's doing first watch.
That would be.
Perception check.
There's only one person doing watch.
Okay.
1-1.
So the room is pretty dim. It's like the lights are pretty much out. The only light coming out is like the glowing from outside near the window in this room.
It might not help much because it's probably nothing to see, but I do have 300-foot dark vision.
Okay. So with that, you see these huge creatures looking like giant scorpions. Walking on the walls, walking on the ceiling, and some of them outside the doorway, just walking by. Not doing anything, but just patrolling. And during your watch, you see there is a large spider that enters the room. Being very stealthy, but you can definitely see this because you're like, oh, I can see this. And it's walking up the wall, and you can see that one of these scorpions that have been walking along the walls and just patrolling charges after this giant spider. Notice that when it strikes with its stinger, it's actually making a lightning through the spider, and when the scorpion gets hurt, all of the ones in the room swarm towards that one spider. And once the spider falls from the wall, the rest of them go back to patrolling. Like nothing ever happened.
And Marco watched all of this.
Yep.
He ain't sleeping tonight.
Nope. Not even a little. Marco is staying up all night, horrified.
And for the rest of the night, you just see this a couple more times. Different creatures just come into the room, get swarmed by these creatures, and just happen to fall. And then the whole night is like that.
These spiders are bigger than we are, aren't they?
Yeah, they're considered large.
Oh no.
Large or huge.
Oh yeah, no, Marco's not sleeping. He is
Wait,
jittery,
if giants are
nervous.
huge, how can the spiders be huge?
They are big spiders. They're like brown level for like.
Right.
They're coming up to the waist.
Are the spiders are large?
Large,
not
yeah,
huge,
large.
right?
Are they
Large, okay. Large would make more sense if they're waist height on the giants. I mean, granted, even though they might be the same classification, there's still a range. They're not all identical height within one classification.
They are considered large, yes. Yes,
Okay.
so they are large.
So they're like around, like between knee and waist height on a giant.
Yes. They are small dogs to a giant. For you,
Yeah.
they're like the size of you.
Yeah. Marco's nuts. He is horrified.
So, the whole night goes like that, and the giant comes walk by the room, and you notice that, like, when the giant finally woke up, that those scorpions that you've seen leave the room and are completely gone. And he comes in, just takes, like, he look around the room, and he sees, like, the pile of dead bodies of these creatures. He kind of just picks them all up and leaves the room. And maybe 10 minutes later comes back and he's like, "It's morning." And Woodby's like, "Oh wow, that went
Yep.
by."
It's definitely morning.
So for not sleeping, you take 1 point of exhaustion.
Yep. Yep. Marco is sitting there and just watching the room.
Eyeballs as wide as they'll go.
Pretty much.
All right, so the giant also turns on a little a lamp so that the room gets brighter. It would be into the farmers, already like 30 minutes. They come back down from the bed, gather up their horses, and start leaving the room. And Woodby's like, crying his back, like, didn't you sleep well last night?
Can we go?
How comfortable was the pillow?
It was pretty comfortable. It was like feathers, basically.
Giant feathers?
Not giant feathers, just a lot of feathers.
That is a lot of feathers. So basically, I was in like this giant mattress of feathers. That's awesome.
So-
That's the best place to sleep. So I climbed back down to ground level. Make
Well, they're
sure I
talking-
don't have any half-eaten horses or anything.
While they're talking, I will, like, basically absentmindedly put the buckets back out again for the horses and go wake up Grimble with a big rapping on his door. Not quite as loud as normal.
Morning. So you're rapping?
Yeah, one hand beating on his door.
Oh, okay.
Are you
Wow.
rap tapping?
I hate all of you. Yeah, no. Grimbold is greeted by like a pail like ghostly turtle. That's just still wide-eyed. No, not even a little. Morning, and he just food box there, and he just turns and like walks out almost robotically.
Today's going to be a good day.
First decent night's sleep we've had in ages. It was so quiet last night. It was great. What about you, Marco? Did you sleep well?
No, that was not quiet at all.
What
How
do you
did
mean
you
not
sleep
quiet?
through that?
What do you mean? That's the best
Mon-
nap I've had in a long time.
That was monster battles all night.
I didn't make any noise.
I don't know how you slept through that. Lightning scorpions, giant spiders capable of walking away with our carriage.
What spiders? I don't see any spiders.
Giant took corpses there, pointing towards the door. Let's leave, please. I don't like this place anymore.
I think you're starting to go crazy, my friend, because you're talking to dead people, you're seeing spiders and scorpions that aren't there.
Pretty much misses you and starts getting the horses ready. He is a nervous wreck.
I'm really starting to be concerned about him.
So at this point, the giant comes in. You can like smell there's something cooking in this house. And he comes in and he's like, I made you breakfast if you want it.
Oh, what's for breakfast?
And he puts down the plate on the ground, and it is multiple spiders cooked. Still hot because you can see the steam rising up.
I can honestly say I've never eaten a spider before. And I'm sorry, is that leg as big as my arm?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a roll for me because I need to make a decision. So this is for myself. 17. Okay. Yeah. Marco turns around. Oops. Sorry. Go ahead.
It's a con check, so he just throws up or not.
No, I was trying to determine if I stayed conscious. Marco is terrified, and now he turns around and sees the giant spider's back. Yeah, he is frozen in fear.
It's dinner.
No.
Breakfast. It's breakfast.
You can see the farmers are like taking off a leg and like peeling, like yanking it off, and you can see like the spider just moves a little bit.
That's
I'll
it. This
try
is
a
a dream.
leg.
This is definitely a dream. And Marco just proceeds to head back inside the carriage, and you see the carriage just rock from one side to the other, like in a real quick motion with a loud bang, as he falls unconscious. Marco is now fast asleep.
Yeah, so the farmers start peeling off legs and, taking their like a butcher knife basically, and like trying to cut some of the abdomen and getting some meat there.
Is it like muscle or is it like goo?
It's like it's been cooked, so it's like very burnt. You ever had like black pudding?
Nope.
Okay, it's basically, I don't know. Kaisis, have you had black pudding?
I have actually.
Okay, it's like black pudding. I don't know how to describe black pudding. It's just like burnt.
Black pudding is kind of like a. You're right. It is hard to describe now that you put me on the spot.
Is it like egg or something like that?
Well, black pudding is made from blood.
Ew.
Yeah, it's like fried blood. Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
So
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, Jane is not
Okay.
trying new food then.
So, black pudding is basically a common. It looks almost like a salami, and that's the shape it's in. But it's a combination of pork or beef blood and a cereal and a fat.
Yeah,
Those
but
three
it's
things,
like
basically. But
it's like the
resembles a
consistency.
salami.
it's like a consistency of black pudding, basically.
Which I guess because it's called black pudding has a consistency of pudding.
Yes.
No. Does it?
Yes, because of the blood in it. It's kind of almost like a congealed sort of texture.
Yeah, from what I understand, it only looks burnt. It doesn't taste burnt just because the blood turns black as it cooks.
Sounds
Yeah, it does. It really sounds horrible.
I have had it, and it tastes a lot better than it looks or sounds.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those things where I'm not going to be able to get past the ingredients it's made out of.
It's blood, fat, and a grain.
So basically, it's consistency of black pudding,
Not
and
salad
it's
pudding.
basically just spider. Basically, that's what it is.
It's a
It's-
makeshift salami.
Yeah,
It's spider goo.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'll pass on that.
Yeah, Marco is absolutely unconscious. This was too much.
Okay, and then the villagers, kind of get through like maybe half a spider, and that's it. Woodley's like, you don't want any?
Well, I'll stick with my dried beef ration, thank you. Something I know is meat.
It is meat.
Yeah, that doesn't look like meat.
Well, the legs are pretty much meat.
They're not crab legs.
I guess so. It kind of just keeps on eating one.
Yeah, it'd be different if it was a giant crab. Then I'd be all for it.
Does anybody take food out of the carriage so I can make sure to deduct it?
Well, I decided to eat one of my rations, so.
Alan will try a bite. He's already feeling fine. Nothing. What could go wrong? Cough. Cough.
All right.
That is the worst phrase to ever use in D&D is what could go wrong.
Okay.
He just saw food and he's like, I'm food. Try.
Let's do it. Do you like different tastes? Does your character like different tastes?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you do a con saving. I think we do a con check. There we go. Let's do a con check.
I did. Okay.
Con saving is fine. 24. You down it. And you're like, that wasn't that bad.
So basically, he's like, oh, okay, bro. And it's just still, he's not.
He's not paying attention and just eats it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what Greenbolt's doing. Because I woke up Grimble, so he knows this is all happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's decided to go back into his little cubby and get some food that he stashed away there.
maybe we should save a waffle for Marco for when he wakes up.
Wait, is that all the waffles that when you weren't here that 1 week that was stored everywhere?
It said I took some for later, so yes.
Yeah, I told you we brought like stacks of it and hid them in certain drawers around in your lab.
Exquisite. Old waffles. Mm-mm.
All right, so you guys finish eating, whatever you guys do. I'm gonna guess you guys start packing up as well. And the rest, Audrey and the farmers are ready to head out.
So, after seeing Marco's reaction, Jane's just gonna, keep a piece of leg, wrap it in a cloth, and stash it off to the side of the cart.
Hey, you.
Okay.
And but we're all ready to go.
It seems so.
Well,
Marco's unconscious, that's why I'm not answering.
where are we off to first?
Where are we?
When he's like, we're headed off to, you want to go to the fireplace, right? Yeah, fireplace.
Yeah, we want to get your farmers taken care of here. So let's get them more supplies and get them delivered to the training grounds.
Yep, we're gonna go see Hidroth. Hopefully, he's there. But he was told he was it. So who knows? So let's head out.
Lead on, Woody. Goodbye to your giant friend there.
And he's like standing by the door, like ready to slide it open. It's like, Woody, nice to see you. Come back anytime. Woodley kind of just like gives a little salute on his wolf and kind of heads towards the door. And while he's heading towards the door, the giant opens the stone door and slides it open, and you see the hustle and bustle of this area in the morning. Where the giants everywhere trying to get to their places.
Well, as we pass the giant at the door, I will say, goodbye, good sir. Thank you for your hospitality.
Kind of just nods. Everyone else leaves the house. And behind all of you, after the last person leaves with the cart, or whoever's last, then the stone door behind you guys closes. You are back on the streets of the city.
All right, off to Fireland. Hopefully without getting stepped on. Is it brighter out? Are there like many glowing crystals in the air or something?
Yeah, you notice there's a lot of like glowing crystals that would kind of resemble like an orange glow, kind of like help with the sunlight. Sometimes there's torches. You don't see torches everywhere lit in like street lamps. Just a lot brighter.
So are these crystals that glow, are they just like giant spikes coming up out of the ground that just
No,
like, tower
they're-
over everything?
They are at on top of basically a pillar. Then at the top is where it sits, and it emits this giant bright orangish yellow light.
Oh, so it's something that giants constructed.
Yes.
Street lamp.
Okay.
And Woody's like, all right, time to go. It's a day travel anyway to there. So
Let's get started then.
So he goes on the other side of the castle, on the city, and starts heading that direction. And so when you finally leave the city on either side, you see these glowing plants and mushrooms, fields all over the place. And you're traveling, and once in a while you see a stone giant in the field, just picking a few mushrooms, putting them inside a satchel, going over some glow plants, picking some of the berries that are off these glow plants, putting them in the satchel. And that is what you see for the next day.
If I just stayed passed out to like noon, would my exhaustion be gone?
Yes.
Okay.
You just have to sleep 8 hours.
Yeah, so you'd be traveling for like 12-ish hours, maybe more. So halfway through, you would basically wake up.
Am I the only one inside the carriage, I'm assuming? Although I'm assuming Grimbolt's inside the door.
Probably already in his lab.
Okay. I suppose I would be the only one inside other than Grimbolt because the other two were driving the carriage and wagon.
Yep.
Once I wake up, I'll crawl up on the bed and start fiddling with my amulet. Just kind of turning it in my fingers. You can continue. I'm just fiddling with it.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything.
So, continuing along, you guys travel for the day, and you setting up camp at the end of your day. We're gonna keep going.
Is the village or the fire area within sight?
You don't see a fire village. You see a bridge with 2 fire giant guards.
Who has the firestone?
Not me.
Uh,
This one.
I did. I just put him in the carriage.
I assume we're going to need the firestone to cross that bridge if there's guards there.
So,
I'm inside the carriage, so I'm not hearing anything you're saying. Unless you're shouting it or something.
I was asking the DM, but he's just like,
for what? If you need the crystals?
yeah, do we?
The stones?
Yeah, do we need the firestone to cross the bridge? I mean, we're just rolling up on this bridge, and You're not saying what's happening.
That would technically be a spoiler.
That's something for you to figure out.
What are the guards doing as we approach?
I'm just standing there on either side of the bridge.
Okay, and as we're starting across the bridge,
Make a perception check. You notice that you start going across the bridge, and the bridge leads to nowhere.
what do you mean nowhere?
Oh,
Like, there is no connection on the other side.
It just ends in midair?
Just midair.
Okay. And what's Woodwee doing?
He's following you.
Galen's at the front.
He was in the lead. We were following him. He's the one that knows the way.
He went behind you guys now.
Not a very good guide.
Yeah, no, he's not a very good guide if he's following us.
Yeah.
Would we? This bridge ends. What do we do here?
Have you heard of magic?
Okay, so it's just an illusion?
No.
Okay, so it's a dimensional portal.
You need the Firestone. Where's the Firestone?
I think Marco put it in the carriage.
Wow. Would you like to get the Firestone?
Well, I have the ice stone, so is that going to cause issues?
All right, so
Are you still holding it, or did you store that one?
I mean, I just had it with me.
yeah, I put mine in the.
Are you
in the
having them
backpack.
touch?
If I go pick up the other one, I'm not very strong. I have to use both hands. Like what, 40 pounds of things? Yeah. I
Yeah.
have to pile them on top
Yeah.
of each other if I go grab it.
So you see that both of them start forming a small cloud that it's kind of like a thunderstorm, except for you can see small pillars of fire with ice shards right around it.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't grab this.
Set one down.
The ice one down in the wherever inside the pick up the fire, take it out.
He said, "All right, hand it over to me."
Go.
And he grabs the stone, runs back to where the guards are, and presses it. You couldn't see this, but he does something, and then you see a formation of lava go around. In the center of this bridge, there's a bigger part, kind of like normal bridge, there's no bigger part, and it starts forming around the outskirts without dripping or anything like that. And then in the middle, as soon as all the lava connects with each other, in the middle sparks a red circle that expands and then hits every part of that square, turning into a portal. And then Woodby comes back with the stone, holding it. He's like, "We only have a short time till we have to redo that again. So we better go."
Okay, so In we go.
So Woodley waits for you all to go through, and then he follows through with everyone else. So on the other side of these portal, you see there is rivers of lava coming down from a grand volcano in the center of this area, and you are coming off from a top of a hill looking downwards. There are small stone castles around the lands that you can see in the distance, with flames coming up. You can see there are some fire giants walking around close by.
Are there safe paths that we won't burn to death on?
There are coals that are not hot.
Yeah, well, let's take the safe path that we won't burn to death on.
And there's also, when you start going from coals, and then eventually it leads into like solid lava where it just cooled down completely.
I don't think we want our wagons and carts or a carriage burning. Also, how hot is it here? Are we like instantly sweating to death?
Yes, it is hot here. It is probably about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and for Celsius people.
Okay, you know that's like death to humans, right?
60 Celsius.
Yep, 60 Celsius.
That.
We're not going to be able to survive here long.
Well, better be quick then.
Yeah,
you too. Well, these farmers aren't going to last long either.
You know, why are we in this one specific area again with the people that we're supposed to keep safe again? Why?
To get them their gear. This is where Woodley said he could get their gear, so they need to come and get their gear, and we need to make sure they don't get eaten by giant spiders.
And Woodley's like, two-time it, and you notice all the horses that all the villagers are on. They kind of like double up if they don't have a horse. If they're on the couch, not couch, but cart, and they rush forward. And Woodley leading the way, going fast down the hill.
So looking out
Okay.
the back door of the carriage, do I still see like the sides of the mountain in the distance?
Yes.
Assume our carriage and wagon accelerate after Woodley.
Yeah, I mean, we need to just follow quickly. Get this done and get out of here.
All right. So Woodley going down. Of course, your cart isn't as fast as the wolf, and the horse is single, going full speed because you're carrying carts. and they go down, and you can see them going into one of the castles. That's the closest.
We, of course, will follow suit.
All right. So you finally make it down there and you enter the castle. It's open and everything. And you notice that the walls are slightly cooler than the outside. Like you can definitely tell in here it's cooler, a lot cooler and like tolerable. It's probably only about 110 now. Which is 43 Celsius. And Woodley is the, you can see Woodley's wolf that is parked with all the other horses, and you can see them, they are walking further into the castle.
Okay, well, we'll park the carriage and the wagon there and climb down and make sure they get their gear and wait patiently while they get their gear.
You can definitely see, like, a trail behind them that there is, like, puddles of water. And nearby there is, like, a water source flowing. So is anyone following Woodley to meet this person?
All of them.
Did you say that, Darkwing?
I'm assuming we're all following, or he get off his mount.
Yeah, he got off his mount. He's like inside the castle, roaming the hallways.
I mean, do we need to do anything for them to get their gear? I mean, that should have all been arranged. They're the ones here for gear and training. We're just escorts.
Well, the training is in a different city.
Yeah, but their gear is here and that should have been arranged for them already.
Yeah, I think Woodby's handling getting them equipped.
Yeah, so we should just be sitting here and waiting while they get equipped.
Alright, so you sit there and time goes by, like maybe a good half an hour, and they finally, you can see like there's a group of people your height coming that way, all geared out in like chainmail and have shields and battle axes. You can hear like the metal on stone going through. And Woodley comes up. It's like, look at them. They're already soldiers.
Yeah, soldiers that can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag yet.
Yeah. Well, we'll soon be trained. And he kind of grabs like a couple canteens on the bags of his wolf and goes over to the water source. And, just fill a couple of these up. And the farmers as well do that.
I'm staying hydrated.
Yeah, while they were gone, I would have been giving the horses water out of the barrels on the carriage.
Okay.
I mean, with a clean water source, we should probably refill our carriage barrels.
Yeah, fair. I'll refill them after the horses have drunk probably most, if not all of the water.
All right. So with that, behind them, in a quick step, comes a fire giant with an apron on top of his casual clothes. He's got a orange beard, great beard, kind of bald on top with a little like horseshoe going on, with orange hair, and he's got and for the horseshoe, he's got like this kind of like long hair tied ponytail. He comes up and he's like, "Oh, Woodley told me some other people were here, and I wanted to come introduce myself here. Heathrows."
Cliff, what?
Heathrows. Or you just call me Thros, that's fine.
Are we all squared away, would we?
That seems he's dead.
He's like, I don't know, I think he was talking to you, so,
I didn't know who he was addressing.
I think he was addressing all of you.
I'll quickly bow and, yeah, my name is Marco. Hi.
With a bow and a flourish, I am Jay Farstrider.
And,
He's not feeling too well right now.
We have one more. He's in the carriage.
Yeah, he's a bit of a recluse.
We have some of those recluses.
While they're talking, I'm going to take the barrel and dump some of the water over my head.
And he looks at you, he's like, yeah, it's pretty hot here, but for me it's fine.
Yeah, I'm an undersea creature. This is very hot for me.
Take as much water as you need.
So is the water source nearby where we're talking at the moment? Or are we still inside the building?
You're still inside the building, and the water source is flowing. It has like a fountain source to it, but it's also dropping downwards into a black pit.
How hot is this water?
It's warm. It's not hot, but it's like a warm bath water, I guess.
Oh, God.
It's a lot cooler than outside, though.
It feels cool by comparison.
Yeah.
Is it like a strong current to it?
Yeah.
No dumb idea, but I'm not going to do it.
Were you going to water slide?
No. So, this water, is it in like a canal or like what is it running in? Is it just like a trough?
So it's kind of like a spout that flows, has the off valve basically flowing.
And then it's flowing through along the floor.
Well, it drops down into a pit.
Okay, so there's nowhere that it's like pulled up.
No, you don't see where it's like all that's sealed up through the stone, but it's like the flow is dropping into a pit that you
it's not.
to.
It's all vertical flow. There is no horizontal. Okay.
So it's like a faucet that has no valve.
Yeah. There's no bottom. Yeah, Marco's just gonna shove his head under the water and stay there.
We've introduced ourselves, so.
So, yeah, I just wanted to meet you guys and hope everything is well. So I will go back to my work. If you need any smithing work to be done, blacksmith, weapons, anything.
Were we supposed to get the forge here?
No. You hear like gurgling out of the water.
Okay.
I take it you don't get many visitors here. As much as you can hear with the water covering it.
You just hear.
I think Colin died.
No,
I think he did too. I think he's had too much beer. He's starting to pass out.
That is true.
Do you want to call it quits for the night if you're that tired?
No, we're going till 11:30, sir. That's what I planned for. That's what we're going to.
So does he understand my question enough to answer it?
What was your question? Because I got distracted.
Oh. I said you don't get many visitors here, do you?
Well, we do of the giant variety, not of the your.
Go ahead, you can say
variety.
short people.
Yeah, you're pretty short.
Yeah, we would die if we stayed here too long.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially outside.
And he's like, I have a water source.
yeah, we're not made for this kind of heat.
And he kind of like goes by the doorway. He puts his hand out and like, it's like, I guess so.
It's too dry here for me. My fur would just get so brittle here.
Oh, maybe if I ever get out of my blacksmith shop, I will come visit you. How do you about like that?
It would be better in the outside area, not so much in this area.
Understandable. Well, have a good trip. Don't trip. Anything else you need to know? Have fun. The guy just turns around and goes back.
All right,
Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get back out of the heat.
yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Haha. Hell. Hot.
Yeah. Oh, Grimble should be quite at home here then.
Somehow I don't think he would like it here. But that might be me stereotyping again.
If everybody was around to respond to that.
We get turned around and head out of the castle and out.
Only if someone would knock on Grimbolt's door. Oh, that's right. There is someone who can.
I'm lost.
No, I don't know. No, there actually is.
I am so confused. I don't know what you're trying to get at.
Galen's dragon. Pseudo dragon.
Oh,
Yeah, the
True.
pseudo dragon.
And he kind of like sneakily gets out of her backpack and goes in the back and knocks on the door.
Why does it do that?
probably to get out of the heat. I have no idea.
Well, I'm taking the cart to the freaking exit. Like, I am getting out of this heat.
Okay.
I suggest you follow. I wheel the cart around and head right back the way we came.
Okay. And all the villagers hop on their horses, and Woodley gets on there as wolf, and of course passes you no matter what. And waits on the top of the hill. And then as soon as you get closer, he puts the stone back in to this slot that's like a small. For you, it's kind of like a probably size of a dresser, basically a tall dresser.
Okay, so these things are basically key cards.
Yeah, basically cards, and he pushes it in, and you can see that this red stone starts glowing, and you see the portal reopen where you came out. He pulls the stone out, carries it, and goes through.
Oh, of course, I go right through it.
Everyone goes through, and you are back on the bridge that you were at.
Excellent. Let's start making our way toward
Down.
It's pretty darn late again, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys spent a whole day getting there, and then you spent maybe like an hour there at all.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna need to get some sleep, guys.
Yeah, let's camp near this bridge where there's guards.
I agree.
Sure.
Maybe pull a little ways away so we're not interfering with them. But not too far away.
Willie's like, that's not a bad idea, actually.
Worst case, we can escape into the fire pit of hell.
Yeah. Worst case, we yell for the guards' help.
Oh, pull off over there, and I'll gesture off to the right side of the road a little ways away.
Easily within eye shot of the guards, though.
Yep.
When the two fire dragons there just stand attention, you notice that there's two different guards now.
Yeah, it's probably the night guards. They've changed shifts. This time, I think we should keep watch.
And you notice that one of them has dual shields.
That's worrying.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely we need to stay within eyesight of those guards.
Yeah. So as we pull over, I'll go knock on Grimbolt's door.
Yes.
So Area 1 is done. We hurried up and got in and out because it was enormously hot in there, to the point where we probably would have died if we'd stayed in there any longer. And it's late, so we're camping out near the entrance to the portal. And I point through the open door towards the portal bridge.
So you had an adventure without me.
Well, it was all of like 40 minutes.
Well.
And we just sat in the carriage. We didn't actually do anything.
Yeah, we didn't do anything. It was really boring and hot.
I'm glad I missed out on that adventure then.
Yeah, we thought as much.
How do you do with hot temperatures? I should ask that so we know.
Probably as well as any other person. I hate it.
Yeah, consider yourself lucky that you didn't have to suffer through that. I thought I was literally going to die.
You're more adapted for the aquatic environments anyway.
That's
I'm surprised you don't look like a sultana.
My skin is probably a little brittle at the moment.
A little bit of baked turtle.
Probably pretty close. Being we just left, my skin is probably still pretty piping hot.
Pretty sure Galen passed out from the heat.
But due to the time, due to how late it is, we're going to have to camp out outside. So it may get a little bit rough tonight.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping watch tonight. We will be in eye shot of the guards, though.
Okay.
So, what watch do you want to take?
I could use a stretch of my legs. What ones do you guys want? I'll just cover whatever needs to be covered.
I'll take last watch.
Take first watch, like.
I'll take third watch. That'll be fine.
And I've got second.
All right, first watch.
Right, that's a
I'm going to sleep inside the carriage.
Perception check.
2.
I am not even building a fire because I don't want to draw attention.
You don't want to dry out more, you mean?
That too.
You look around, and pretty quiet night. Only thing, like with your perception, the only thing you see is like the fire giants are just kind of talking in giant. Who's next?
That would be Gripple.
Get from Bolt. Bolt. 18. So you look around and you see that the fire giants are just talking. This time that the one holding the 2 shields. Oh, there's like a Discord going off. Oh, sorry. So there's a shield that he holds, puts it against like the kind of like the side of where the bridge is, and then kind of like sits down, relaxes, while holding the other one. And that's basically the whole shift.
I think after Grimbolt it is Jane.
Yep.
I'm gonna wake her up. Him up. God damn it. Oh, that name trips me up. Oh, that's not such a good perception.
Do you see the actual roll?
Wait, you didn't get a 1, did you? No, you got a 2.
No. I got pretty darn close. I almost won the Wheel of Fortune. Or should I say the Wheel of Misfortune?
Okay. So looking around, you're like, There's nothing much up here, and you see the fire giants there too, but they're just there. That's the whole night. Nothing happened.
All right, well, I'll wake Marco up. Your turn, sir.
I have an itch to roll an actual die. So I'm gonna roll an actual die for this. Maybe I want to do a D&D Beyond.
Not bad, huh?
Fuck me. Fuck me. Well, I had no right to make fun of Jane.
You just rolled a 1, didn't you?
Yep. That's a nat 1, with the plus it's a 9.
All right, you don't really see anything except for the fire giants. Congrats.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh, we're putting them dice back away.
But that concludes your night. I think it's a good spot to end is when you all wake up next session.
Did you roll?
Oh, yes. Hold on.
Yeah, he has 2 up, doesn't he?
That was 2 of them. Where is that sheet here? You actually have 2 of them you have to do.
It's just D1.
Yep, do you want to put? Okay. Okay. Very good. All right. After that, that will end our session for tonight. Yay!
We survived.
Caden gets to go back to bed and not die.
Yep, this Narcopada was not what I was expecting.
Like a pop.
Stock up on vitamin C, sir.
I have